Great news. I knew I deserved it, and I knew it was coming, so it was kind of expected, and hopefully just continue to perform the way I do and help the team out as much as I can.
I was very honored to be on the All-Star team. It's something I don't take for granted. I work very hard, so it's something that I strive to achieve. But I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
That's a good feeling all the time because you're happy and proud for your guys. And they're, well deserved by all those guys. And, so it was cool because, tradition is the skipper tells them first. So I wanted to make sure before they announce it, I personally, talked to each one of them and congratulated them and told them they were well deserved. So I thought that was an awesome feeling. I enjoyed it as much as they did. So I'm really proud of those guys. Congratulations to those guys again.
Do you want to hear more great quotes from your fellow Batavia Muck Dog All-Stars? In addition to what you just heard from Nolan Sparks, in addition to Josh Millville and the skipper? Well, the only way to do so is to listen to the official Batavia Muck Dogs postgame show starting now. Welcome here inside the Batavia Muck Dogs postgame studios. I'm John Karuba. 23-5. Yes, 23-5. You heard that right. Is how much the Muck Dogs have outscored their last two home opponents over the last two contests, and that's pretty impressive as they win this one tonight, 11-2. Hello, everybody. I'm John Karuba, going to take you through the post game. And first, a shout out to all the All-Stars as the PGCBL All-Star Game rosters were officially announced today. And there were 5 players making it for your Batavia Muck Dogs: Brian Fry, Levi Aguila, Josh Millville, Nolan Sparks, and Tyler Canoe. So congrats to all 5, and you'll hear from Millville and Sparks like you did in the Open. You'll hear more from them on the postgame show. But this was a game that Batavia, behind the right arm of Millville, who was absolutely fantastic after the first inning. He had 6 very strong innings, got through 7, and was just absolutely tremendous on the mound, helping them get the victory. But then the story was the offense. 3 runs in the first, 1 in the second, really setting the tone. They would go on to score in 3 of the next 5 frames and come away with the 11-2 win. And again, at this point in the season, every win's so important as they're able to get revenge on Geneva with that big win a couple nights ago. And now they do the same to Niagara, who had beaten them twice in a row. So that's the recap of the game. But let's listen to the highlights of how they got it done. As always, probably presented to you by the Batavia Muck Dogs Baseball Network.
1-0 is swung on and whacked to right center. Going back, Liam still going back. It's over his head. Goes to the right center field wall. So scoring, standing up is Simmons. And standing on second with an RBI double is David Coleman. And in the top of the first inning, unfortunately, the bad guys strike first. It's Niagara 1 and Batavia no score.
So after Niagara got on the board first, well, Batavia did what they do so well, and that's bounce back. And they really began to take control of the game as they scored 5 unanswered runs to really grab a stranglehold in the early going.
Here comes the pitch. And that misses inside off the plate at the knees. So it's a game-tying RBI. Bases loaded, walk for Corso. As scoring that time is Aguila, and we are tied up at 1 in the home half of the first. Niagara 1, Batavia 1, as Aguila scores on the bases loaded walk and RBI for Kyle Corso. Lefty Schrader stands in, pitches off the plate, missing a little bit low and inside, and a second consecutive bases loaded walk and an RBI. This time it's for Gavin Schrader, RBI 13 on the year. And in the bottom of the first, your Muck Dogs take the lead. Batavia 2, Niagara 1 as Brian Fry trots in to score. 208 average on the season. The next pitch, check swing, did not go around. He held up and then got away. Runner coming to the plate, safe. Throw to third is in time. However, A run did score, so that makes it 3-1 Batavia. Heads up base running as it got away from the catcher. They tried to make the play at the plate, could not get him, and then the throw at third was in time. So scoring that time, Burway lead him out going to third. Next pitch, runner goes for second. Pitch down and away, throw to second. They get him, however. Kenny Dodson takes advantage as he will score without a throw. And Batavia extends their lead. It's now 4-1. Rodriguez is out on the stolen base attempt, but Dodson comes across the score. In the bottom of the second, Batavia 4, Niagara 1. They're straight up at short, second, and first. So a ground ball to any of those three gets a run, and just like that, see, listen, and it's even better as it gets past the shortstop into center field. It's going to be an RBI single for Batavia's own Gavin Schrader. Scoring his second run of the night is Josh Leadham, and in the bottom of the fourth, Batavia beginning to open it up. It's now your Muck Dogs 5 and Niagara 1. First pitch into Carl. Swung on and ripped in the air to left. Diving Burway gets by him. It's going to roll all the way to the left field wall. So scoring all the way from first is O'Brien. Making it to third, standing up, is Caden Carl on what will be an RBI triple. And in the top of the fifth, the power cut the deficit in half. It's now Batavia 5 and Niagara 2.
After Niagara struck back to make it 5-2, then it was Batavia who was able to add on again, and from there really was able to blow it open to close the game out.
It'll be an 0-1 on its way from a Duddle, and he swings, punches that down the line in right field, gonna fall in, base hit, gets by the right fielder, Fry scores. They're sending Burway to the plate. He'll score. Throw to third, not in time. Josh Leadham slides in. 2-run triple. And in the bottom of the fifth inning, Batavia with their largest lead of the night. Your Muck Dogs 7, Niagara 2. Full counter offering, double steal, gonna pay off! Into left field, base hit! Schrader scores standing up! Reinhardt to third! Rounding first and now heading right back immediately with an RBI single. To left is Caleb Rodriguez. And in the bottom of the sixth, Batavia keeps adding on. Your Muck Dogs 8, Niagara 2. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and a high fly ball. Shallow center. We'll see if they send the runner. Center fielder makes the catch. Here he comes. Throw is up the third base line. Reinhardt slides in with the run on the sacrifice fly. Meanwhile, very good base running by Caleb Rodriguez. He moves up to second on the throw to the plate. A sacrifice fly for Aguilar, the All-Star. And in the bottom of the sixth, Batavia really opening it up. It's your Muck Dogs 9 and Niagara 2. 2-1, Fry swings, pulls that to right center. That's going to be big-time trouble. Gets down, goes all the way to the wall. 1 run scores, and Fry, you can keep on chugging like a locomotive all the way to third with a 2-out ribby triple, and your Muck Dogs have cracked the double-digit mark in the bottom of the sixth with 2 outs. Batavia 10, Niagara 2. And now that pitch swung on past the third baseman into left field. Fry scores. Canoe with the ribby single, and in the bottom of the sixth, Batavia make it a 4-run inning. Now 11-2 over Niagara.
So at 11-2 and the game in hand, well, they turned to Tyler Henshaw to close things out.
It is becoming a rout. The party is on here at Dwyer. 3-2. Swung out. This should do it. In the air to center. Schrader runs it down. And ladies and gentlemen, your Muck Dogs on guaranteed win night here at Dwyer Stadium come through in resounding fashion. Fans, how does an 11-2 victory sound? Sounds pretty good, and they've won their last 2 home games by an accumulated score of 23-5. Absolute domination as they're rolling over the competition here at home, trying to get re-dominant here at home.
Again, we certainly hope you enjoyed those sounds of the game. As always, brought to you by the Batavia Muck Dogs Baseball Network. Now that you heard how they got it done, let's hear from the players that had a role in it and also newly named All-Stars. As again, the PGCBL coming out with their All-Star rosters today. And so we are going to hear from 2 of them, both the pitchers. We're going to hear from tonight's winner, Josh Millville, in addition to Nolan Sparks. And Skip Martinez, as always, in this 11-2 victory. And as always, the sounds in the locker room brought to you by the Batavia Muck Dogs Baseball Network.
Here with one of the 5 All-Stars from your Batavia Muck Dogs. And though he didn't appear in this one, he still had a great season all the way around, definitely deserving of being an All-Star. Here with the ace, Nolan Sparks. And first of all, Nolan, congrats on being named All-Star. When did you find out?
I found out in the middle of the game. Skip brought me over to just talk to him really quickly in between batters when he's at coaching third and just say congratulations on being an All-Star. So I found out about the 5th inning.
And once you got the news from Skip, what was going through your mind?
Great news. I knew I deserved it, and I knew it was coming, so it was kind of expected, and hopefully just continue to perform the way I do and help the team out as much as I can.
And you are certainly not alone. You have 4 other teammates joining you on the All-Star team. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good knowing that all of our guys who deserve the All-Star name, given their performance, actually got it. So it's great to know that our team is getting recognition.
And, what do you credit? I've asked this time and time again, but now that you're basically most of the way through the season, the success that you have had on the mound, what do you credit it most to?
I credit a lot to the work I put in off the field, and as well as on the field when I'm not pitching. It's just all the practice of throwing and lifting in the gym to stay as strong as possible throughout the season is crucial.
And, even though you didn't play tonight, I know you were there watching, rooting, and everything, and to see the way this team performed, you guys have won your last 2 home games by a combined score of 23-5. What has it been like to watch this offense the way it's been performing the last couple home games?
It's been great to watch the offense perform, and it's great to also watch the pitchers perform, being part of the pitching staff. We expect to win games like that because with our pitching staff, we should shut down other teams' offenses. Had a little streak of some losses there, but I think we're now on the uptick, and we're kind of figuring stuff out entering the last stretch of the season.
Speaking of one of your fellow All-Stars, how good was Millville tonight?
Millie was great on the mound. He controlled the game, and that's what you have to do as a pitcher. You got to control what you can control and work to get those zeros up on the scoreboard, and he got 5.
And, your team now continues to put itself in a good position to get those home playoff games. You guys now 18-10. You strolled to this win tonight. 28 games in. How are you feeling about where the team's at?
Feeling good. Obviously, we wish we could have some games back out of those 10 losses, but it is what it is. Now we got to close out these. I think we're playing a lot of games straight and not a lot of rest, so we got to stay focused and lock in because we want all the wins possible.
Last thing here, Nolan, it looked like, on the bottom of the 8th when they were playing Sweet Caroline, looked like some of your guys were getting into having some fun with the fans. What was it like in the dugout, knowing you pretty much had the game in hand?
It's great. It's always good to know that the game is kind of for yours to take, have a large lead, and, you got some arms coming in that are going to shut them down to confirm that win. So it's great to have a little fun time in the 8th inning.
And on that note, Nolan, thank you so much for the time. Congrats on the way you've performed this season, and congrats on the All-Star, not on the great start.
Thank you.
Here with Josh Millville, one of the 5 All-Stars for your Batavia Muck Dogs. And the way he performed tonight, he absolutely deserves to be an All-Star. And first of all, Josh, I mean, congratulations on the All-Star game nod. When did you find out you were going to be on the All-Star team?
Thank you very much. Actually, in the 3rd inning, Coach Skip came over and he shook my hand and he said, "Congratulations on the All-Star game." At the time, I had no idea what was going on, because usually when you have your coach come up and shake your hand, usually your day's done pitching. And I was pleasantly surprised that was not the case.
And what was in your mind? What was your reaction when you heard that you are going to be on the All-Star team?
I was very honored to be on the All-Star team, and it's something I don't take for granted. I work very hard, so it's something that I strive to achieve. But I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
And obviously, you pitched really well tonight. 7 strong innings, only giving up 2 runs. What do you think was working for you that allowed you to have that type of success and settle in after that 1st inning?
I really established the fastball. My slider wasn't quite there today, but my fastball and changeup were good. My catcher behind the plate called a really good game, and that's about it. I just tried to attack hitters, which is what I did. I didn't walk anybody, which was one of my big points of focus going into the game, and played out pretty well.
And speaking of playing well, your offense, putting up 11 runs today always helps. Your last 2 home games, you guys have outscored your opponents 23-5. But as a pitcher, what is it like watching that offense work when it's hot like that?
It's awesome. It gives me so much more confidence. And I think most of the pitchers in general have so much more confidence, because when you pitch with a lead, it's totally different. You're less tense, more free. And I can't say enough about what the offense did today. They made it very easy for me, and I just went out there and did my thing.
And, you got revenge on Geneva after what they did the week before beating you here. You guys got revenge there. And now you just got revenge on Niagara, who had beaten you 2 straight before that. To come out and play like this against that team, what do you think that means for this club?
I think it should be a good step in the right direction. If we keep winning games, we'll be in a good spot. I think we got a very good roster, a lot of talent, and the future should be pretty bright.
And, as far as your team now, 18-10, you're still very good in the standings. You're 2nd in your division, 2nd seed overall. 28 games in overall, where do you think this team is?
I think we're in a good spot, obviously. I mean, 2nd place isn't bad. Hopefully we end up in 1st place. We're just going to keep chipping away, doing everything we can, and hopefully we end up in a good spot.
And what was, as far as winning this game, you're 18-10, and you continue to keep rolling here at Dwyer. How important do you think it is to establish that home field advantage?
I think it's big. I mean, people come out here to watch us play and they want to see us win. So I think that's important for us, just to keep our fans in it and give them what they wanted.
And last thing here, Josh, making the All-Star team, what is the biggest things that you credit and attribute your success to that you've had so far this season?
I would say the people around me have helped me a lot. The facility that I train at, I have some great trainers that do a very good job. Over at Hot Corner in Lockport, they do everything for me. And then I'd also like to attribute a lot of it to the opportunity I've been given to play here by Coach Skip and Eaton. And I'm very grateful for them, and I wouldn't be here without my parents either. So that's what I attribute most of it to.
And on that note, Josh, thank you so much for the time. Congrats on your hot start. Tremendous performance tonight and the All-Star nod. As a broadcaster watching you pitch, well-deserved, my friend.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Here was Skip Martinez after his team with a huge 11-2 win over Niagara. And Skip, first, congrats on the win. And you had 5 players named to the PGCBL All-Star team. First of all, when you got to deliver the news to those players, what's that feeling like as a manager?
That's a good feeling all the time, because you're happy and proud for your guys, and they're well deserved by all those guys. And so it was cool because tradition is the skipper tells them first. So I wanted to make sure before they announce it, I personally talked to each one of them and congratulate them and told them they were well deserved. So I thought that was an awesome feeling. I enjoyed it as much as they did, so I'm really proud of those guys. Congratulations to those guys again.
And how good was Millville tonight? I mean, he had kind of struggled in the first. After that, he just rolled through those next 6 innings. How good was he?
That's kind of his MO. I think he always probably tries to find it in the first 1 or 2 innings, and then once he dials it in, he locks in, and that's kind of his MO all season. So we kind of know that once he gets going, he's going to get going. That's why he's an all-star. Congratulations to him. And, he pitched really well. And he pitched today in a big game we needed. And so he stepped up to the plate and kind of, helped our whole bullpen out by going deep into this game.
And your last 2 home games, you've now outscored your opponents 23-5. And the way your offense has been rolling, and to be able to do it against division rivals you've struggled against in the week plus, what do you think that says about this club? And what do you think it means for this club as we're in the home stretch now?
Big win. Bats have been swinging well for now a few days now, 3 or 4 or 5, maybe 6 days. We're getting in double-digit hits just about every game, and that's huge for our offense. It helps our pitching staff out that, where they don't have to be perfect. They can give up 2 or 3 runs and we still put up a ton. And so that really helps our pitching staff. It gets our bats going. And, against rivals, we needed to, like I said, we needed this win. It was a huge one. The boys stepped up. And I think, again, our guys like to bounce back from some tough losses. And it's again, it shows their resiliency, their character, and their mental toughness. And I think they all knew it was a big game today, and it kind of showed.
Final thing here, Skip. Just I know as far as having 5 players being named to the team, what do you think that says about this team and the Batavia program, and just having that many players named? What do you think that says?
That's awesome. That goes into what these guys come in here and do every day on a daily basis, the work they put in, the time, the effort, going to the gym and staying healthy and doing their, extra work on the field, off the field, like, BP, ground balls, those guys, all those guys is there. And I honestly, there's probably 1 or 2 more guys that could have made it. You're talking about a guy like Josh Leadham, he could have possibly been a guy, he's up there in stolen bases, up there and, hitting 300 plus. He's a guy that could have really, really got a nod to. Maybe another guy. I don't know who that could be, but I'm thinking maybe a guy like Aggie. Well, Aggie's one. I don't know who the other one would be. Probably I would say Tobia had a shot. But he had a rough outing last time. That might have hurt him. But for the most guys, I think Leadham should have got a nod too. But again, he speaks volumes to how we recruited this team, the talent that we got on this team. And it really goes. All the credit goes to those guys because they put in the work. And those guys that are doing well, you could just tell those are guys that come in here. They put in the extra work. They get the extra swings in. They get the extra fly balls in. The pitchers do their extra work, go to the gym, do it all. And those guys are the grinders. And we have a bunch of grinders here. I couldn't be more happier than having 5 guys. That we have 5 guys. It speaks volumes for our program. And I think it's just. Bigger things coming soon, from here on out. If that's the culture we're going to keep building here.
Double digits, 2 home games in a row. You got another one tomorrow, looking to make it 3. Looking forward to going for double digits 3 in a row here, Skip.
Yeah, we need to. We need a big win tomorrow. From here on out, the rest of the season, I think every game is crucial. We got guys gaining ground on us, and we're trying to gain ground on first place spot. So. Every game, especially within our division, guys that are chasing us, we got to kind of start separating ourselves. So every game for us is big right now, and we're confident in our guys that can get the job done. They keep swinging the bat like that.
And on that note, Coach, thank you very much for the time. Congrats on the win, the success, and your players who credit the atmosphere that you've created here for helping them reach this level. So for all of that, Coach, congrats.
Yeah, thank you. Go Dogs. Hey, Elijah. Hey, Elizabeth. Daddy loves you. I miss you. Go Dogs.
Well, those highlights of the game and those post-game player interviews, as always, proudly presented to you by the Batavia Muck Dogs Baseball Network. But before we wrap things up, you know the drill. We want to give you a tour around the PGCBL and a look ahead to what's next for the Muck Dogs. Mohawk beating Boonville 12-1. Geneva all over Jamestown by a final count of 11-0. Jamestown will be here tomorrow night for a 7 o'clock first pitch. Amsterdam all over Albany 5-2. And Oneonta shutting out Glens Falls 13-0. So that's a look around the PGCBL. Up next for Batavia, they're going to welcome in the Jamestown's Tarp Skunks, a team that Batavia has had no problems handling so far this season. 4-0 against them overall, 2-0 at home, 2-0 on the road. And for Jamestown, coming off that 11-0 loss in 7 innings due to the mercy rule, they have kind of struggled. And the thing is, for Batavia, they're neck and neck with Jamestown competing for the number 2 seed. So you want to continue to push Jamestown back as far as you can and get your 5th win of the season against them. And not only that, you want to continue to build on this good, consistent home play that you've been doing so far in the last couple games at home, outscoring their last 2 divisional opponents 23-5 here at Dwyer. And they need to try to find a way to do it again tomorrow. Won't be easy, as we know Christian Bay is one of the best offensive and defensive third basemen in this league. He'll be coming to town, as will the rest of the Tarp Skunks. So that's a look ahead at the next game. But that is going to finish things up today for the Batavia Muck Dogs post-game show. One more time, your final score here at Dwyer Stadium. For everybody here, it's Batavia 11 and Niagara 2. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you again tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Our next broadcast, I'll have the call. Until then, John Crew is saying goodnight. And again, celebrate Batavia. Your Muck Dogs win 11-2 over Niagara. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for listening to today's presentation of Batavia Muck Dogs Baseball and this edition of the Batavia Muck Dogs post-game show. Tune into the next exciting telecast to catch everything exciting with your Muck Dogs on the Batavia Muck Dogs Baseball Network.